Guys, guys! I can't believe one of the things that I thought it is impossible to happen become a reality. Thanks to the live stream announcement during Star Rail version 2.4 announcing that Honkai Star Rail will have a collab with the Fate series, specifically with the Fate Stay Night Unlimited Bloodworks. Not Fate Grand Order / FGO, mind you. In this video, I'm going to talk briefly about things that we can expect with the current available information regarding this collab. But before I start yapping, to those who doesn't know about Fate, let me briefly explain what it is. Fate is originally a visual novel game that eventually becomes a popular mainstream series thanks to the anime, perhaps Fate Zero, and then got even more popular thanks to the mobile game Fate Grand Order, also known as FGO. So, why the series is appealing to many people? Personally, I think because of the concept of the characters come from historical figures, so people tend to have more connection with these characters. And not to mention, they have amazing designs, with probably Saber, one of the main characters, has become one of the most iconic anime character ever. And also with the premise of these historical figures have superpower, and they are fighting each other until the last man standing, it is a very appealing concept for a rather wide audience. You can see some of my favorite characters that have been shown in the footage, and I even think that one of the character, Odysseus, inspired Firefly / Sam design. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Bloodworks had an anime. It is amazing, by the way, if you haven't seen it, and it is based on one of the ending routes from the original Fate Stay Night game. Fate at the moment has so many fans, and many people that I know play both FGO and Honkai Star Rail at the same time, like myself. For FGO, I think currently there are over 50 million players. That's a lot of people. And because of that, now I hope you understand why Star Rail and Fate fans are very excited for this collaboration, and in the potential that it might bring to make Honkai Star Rail a more fun game. So let's just get into the meat of the video. What can we expect from this collaboration with all of the current information that we have? Just for your information, I have made a poll in my community tab asking what are the things that most likely we're going to see for this collaboration. As of the time of this recording, currently most people are expecting us to get at least 1 or 2 new characters, maybe even more. Will that possible though? Personally, here are my thoughts. First, let's talk about time. As of during the announcement, we're expecting the collab to happen about 1 year from when this video is created, because it does say Q3 2025. Most people will think that they have about 1 year to work on this project, but I gotta say that is not the case. In a project much like this collab project, usually devs are already started working on it at least maybe a few months, maybe even half a year before the announcement was made. Why is that the case though, you ask? Because before they announce the project to the public, the devs should have made some plans and drafts on what the project entails, and that needs to be submitted to both Hoyoverse executives and also people from Type Moon, since they need to approve those ideas. Because ultimately, this collaboration is a part of promotion and marketing so that both sides will have benefits out of it. Getting more people, getting more players to play their games, more people watch their animes, and so on and so on. And for this particular project, that probably entails what types of content we'll put into the collaboration. If it's going to be new characters, which characters needs to be added to best represent Fate, and once the models and gameplay kits are given, those needs to be reviewed and approved by the Type Moon team as well. So it is more than just one company that's actually working on this. A lot needs to be done from Type Moon as well to approve all of these ideas that Hoyoverse teams are making. If there's going to be a story involving Fate characters in Star Rail universe, Star Rail devs should have some general idea of what kind of story will fit the Star Rail universe with the Fate characters involving in them, while at the same time approved by Type Moon executive so that those stories can also help promote Fate in some way. Once all of these outlines are approved, only then this collab can be announced. So there's a lot of process in order to make this collab a reality, which is why it takes another year until this collab starts. If we're talking about development time, probably in total at least this is a 1.5-year project, maybe even more. Secondly, so now we know why it takes over a year for this project. we can deduce the content of the collab as well. If it is just an offline event, I don't think it will take over 1 year to prepare for it. Same applies if they want to make a collaboration for character skin only. At most, it probably will take 3 to 4 months to work on a collab skin. Probably if you take to the extreme, it will take 6 months. But with the development time to be over 1 year, we're most likely will be getting a whole patch that focuses on this collab, with possible 2 to 3 new characters from Fate, probably 2 from Gacha and 1 for free. You might even get some character skins, and lastly, probably there's going to be a whole new planet with a full story along with in-game events. If there's that many content that needs to be prepared, it makes sense for it to take over 1 year, while the devs are also working for the next story destination, Forest. Because if you think logically, if it's just a minor collab, they can just sneak it in the middle of a non-major story patch before the next destination, before we go to the next major update, like before 3.0, maybe sometimes during like 2.5, 2.6. But no, we are waiting for another year. Also, speaking of a major story patch, probably this collab patch will be added sometimes after the conclusion of the next story in Ampharos, since we don't want this collab to just slide in during a big major story updates, as it doesn't feel like it transitioned well. So we are assuming probably a version 3.4 or 3.5 in the future. Next we talk, is it possible to have new characters or a whole new patch design around the collab? The answer, I think it is possible. If we disregard how bad Alloy for Genshin X Horizon Zero Dawn collab was, Honkai Impact 3rd, in the other hand, I think had a pretty successful collab. First, the internal Hoyoverse crossover with Official and Kaching to be playable in Honkai Impact 3rd. These two are Genshin characters, by the way. This makes sense and is a lot easier to implement since, technically speaking, Hoyo games should exist within the same universe if the theory of the imaginary tree is correct. So implementing this crossover is not that difficult. However, Honkai Impact 3rd had an external collab with Evangelion featuring Asuka as a playable character, and from what I heard, she is a pretty good character. I never play Honkai Impact 3rd myself, but as long as we get a strong enough and usable character, I think that is sufficient. So since we have a precedent of Hoyoverse games have a patch dedicated for a collab, it is quite possible for Honkai Star Rail to also have that kind of collab. Once again, with the assumption that we're getting a new character. Which is, I think, that is the best way to actually do a collaboration. Many other gacha games has done that. Also, speaking of characters, since we are strictly limited to Fate Stay Night Unlimited Black Words and not FGO, if there's going to be playable characters, it is most likely going to be either Saber, Gilgamesh, or Archer if you're looking at servants, and maybe one of the human character like the main character Shiro, or maybe the main heroine for Unlimited Black Works, Tosaka Rin, since they are the major characters for Unlimited Blade Works route. So we won't see any FGO characters like the popular one like Musashi or Oberon or Scotty or Castoria. You're not getting any of those. For me personally, I want to see Heracles and Ilya. So we have Clara, Svarog, Ilya, Heracles. That's going to be dope. Anyway, that's all I have to say about what to expect from this particular collab. Sorry for the very messy structure. I'm currently not feeling well and I'm still getting used to my new job. And the whole discussion is a bit messy when it comes to the structure. I just want to talk about it and share my thoughts and my insights, kind of help people think and what to expect from this particular collaboration. But to close things off, let's take a look at what my YouTube community members have said in the comment sections from the poll that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I'm just gonna pick a few here. Let's see. I'm gonna pick probably 3. Cardamax1770 said, since this is a Honkai game and they have a whole year to cook, I'm feeling optimistic in saying that Hoyo will do the same as they did with the Evangelion collab back in Honkai Impact 3rd. A new event with story and new playable character, most likely Saber or Emiya, since this is Fate Stay Night Unlimited Black Works other than Fate Green Order, so he thinks the same way as I do. PS, as a lore enjoyer, the thing that excites me most about patch 2.4 is the fact that we are finally going to see the Borison faction appear, after being teased in relics and other background reading materials for so long. Oh, actually I never noticed about this. I might need to look into this. What are these Borison stuff? Let's pick another comment. You Alienated Illusion said, all I will say is HSR needs to learn from Genshin of what not to do when releasing a collab character. Yes, that is a very important lesson. Aloy is a whole disaster. We were supposed to get her constellation at some point, but I think the whole idea and the whole project is just scrap. We never actually get any improvement for Aloy. Let's pick one more comment. Let's say, Welfare Waifu said, I like a character and a whole new event, but my expectations are tempered to just think it's an offline event. Once again, offline event I think is the worst scenario, and I don't think it should have been like hyped too much even in a live stream. At most it could have been just like a Twitter post, but the fact that it is in a live stream and we have over 1 year of preparations, I think it's gonna be more than just offline event, as I've explained in the video. Let's see one more actually. I think this person is representing that is mostly just skin. Gareth CF1016 said, I think it will be at most be a skin, since the game isn't like Honkai Impact 3 with an entire multiverse in the Sea of Quanta. I think this person is very well versed into Honkai Impact theory or lore. Using the Evangelion collab as a precedent, adding someone like Seiba likely means adding Earth, but Earth in Honkai Star Rail is Wel's homeworld, meaning Honkai Impact 3, which is I'm honestly all for and hope they do. Unless they just want to do an Aloy situation and just slot her in, which I highly doubt since it's Honkai and they actually care about the IP. But even making the Sea of Quanta relevant again brings it that much closer to Honkai Impact 3 lore. So I pray I'm wrong and in the next year, they write up a story leading up to it. Yeah, this is a very good point in my opinion, because right now Honkai Star Rail is just a world with infinite possibilities, since not much of the lore has been explained, because we know that there are many parallel world or planet that exist. So yeah, there's a possibility that maybe perhaps we're getting to see a different Earth from where Honkai Impact 3 happened or where Wel's homeworld is. So it is not an impossibility, because in Fate universe, timeline also exists, and servants, or I would say the historical characters, acknowledge that they have gone through in many different worlds and different timelines. That is confirmed in FGO, and they have a little bit of memories regarding those events that they went through. So same thing maybe could be applied here. I hope that makes sense. Alright, that's all of the comments. You guys feel free to comment more and look at the other comments. Many of my viewers here and my community member really put some very interesting points. There's some leak as well, which I will not read. It's on your own risk whether you want to take a look at this particular leak. So do check out the community tab. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. What are your thoughts about this particular collab? Let me know about it in the comment section. I anticipate most of you will say, please don't be an Aloy 2.2. Thanks for watching. And once again, once I get used to my current job, I will be back with at least 2 to 3 videos a week, as I really miss making content. Until the next video, stay sharp gamers.
Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe!